Ah, I'm so happy. I have been killed. Doesn't matter. I am dead. But I have killed 5,000 people. By killing themselves, they kill others. These are the fifth type of people. There is a story about the conch shell. No time for me to recount the story. But then one person, he prayed to God, please make me blind, so that the neighbor becomes blind. He falls down into the well and dies. Ah, I'm so happy. I have become blind. Doesn't matter. But let the neighbor die. So by harming themselves, they try to do harm to others. So much they derive pleasure in others' harm. That is the fifth type of people. That is why Swami Vivekananda, in our society, the third, fourth and fifth type of people are there in good measure. But second type, ordinary human beings are less. And Satpurusha, we have to see with the microscope. Not available. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. So this character building is very important. And for this character building, if we really want to have success in life, I tell all the students, because if I try to talk to them about character building, they will not listen. But personality development, yes. So I have got a packet. Total personality development, not personality development. Total personality development. I have given a CD to Mahendra Bhai. That must be shown to the students. So because personality development is really a very catchy word. So under that total personality development workshop, I tell them that what is the difference between TPD, total personality development, and personality development. Personality development, there are so many courses they are going on, but what do? They just tell them how to impress others by your external appearance, what type of matching dress to wear, what type of hairstyle, and then what type of etiquettes and manners. Hello, how are you? Fine, thank you. Then communication skill, how to give lecture. There it ends. So external develop the personality. But if you really want success, long-term happiness, then we have to have total personality development. Not only external, but internal also. So tell them physical development of the personality, yes. External personality, of course, you must have that one. Because even Swami Vivekananda said that strong mind is a strong body, the physics should be strong. So you must take nutritious food and have a nice physique and exercise and all that. But that is not enough. Then we must have intellectual development also. But that is also not enough. Even with intellectual development, there are so many students intellectually very bright. Very good marks in the examination they get. They are so bright. But sometimes some failure comes, just they break down. A little problem in life, I will commit suicide. So many students, they come to us, I will commit, and already many are committing suicide. Just some problem. That means mentally they are very weak, intellectually very bright. So mental development of personality is a must. You must have tremendous willpower, mind control. All these are necessary. And the fifth most important is spiritual development, physical development, mental development, intellectual development of the personality, and most important is moral and spiritual development of the person. If that is not there, then what happens? You cannot get long-term success. You cannot get long-term happiness. You will be not a blessing to mankind, but you will be cursed to mankind also. You will be cursed to your family members. You will be cursed to the society. You will be cursed to the nation. If you don't have moral and spiritual development. And you cannot have long-term success and happiness if you do not have moral and spiritual development of personality. And then how to get it? There is Panchashila, self-confidence, based on the message of Swami Vivekananda. Self-confidence, self-reliance, self-control, self-knowledge and self-sacrifice. This is the package that I am giving. But now most of the students, they ask this question, why should we go for TPD, total personal development? Because you want total success or you want partial success? Do you want short-term success or long-term success? What do you want? Short-term success or long-term success? Students, please answer. Students who are sitting here, please answer my question. Do you want short-term success or long-term success? Long-term success or short-term success? Long-term success. Now the formula is this. If you want long-term success, you have to work for a long time. If you want the short-term success, you have to work for a short time. Now you answer. Do you want long-term success or short-term success? Are you prepared to work for a long time? Then only you can have long-term success. So if you want long-term success, you have to work for a long time. If you want short-term success, only personality development is enough. But if you want long-term success, total personality development. If you want short-term success, IQ is enough. You know, IQ, intelligence quotient. But now, if you want total success, long-term success, long-term happiness, do you want happiness? Long-term or short-term? Yeah. There are two options. Have some happiness now, suffer for the whole life. And have some suffering now and happiness for the whole life. What do you want? Happiness for the whole life or suffering for the whole life? Happiness. In that case, you have to go for total personality development. In that, you have to go, IQ is not enough. IQ is intelligence quotient. But Daniel Goleman made a research in 1991 and said EQ is more important than IQ. What is EQ? Emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. For example, there is a principal. The principal is a gold medalist. He is expert in his subject. Everything in the tip of his finger. But there is only one problem with him. When he gets angry, he throws paperweights at his subordinates. So nobody wants to work under him. High IQ, low EQ, he is failure everywhere. High IQ, but low EQ. Emotional quotient. He doesn't know how to control his emotions. He doesn't know how to control his anger. He doesn't know how to control his emotions. So that is why Daniel Goleman says EQ, emotional intelligence, is more important than IQ. And now the latest discovery of the modern science is SQ. 10 years back, Dana Zohar wrote a beautiful book. Now many books have come out on this subject, but that is one of the few earliest books to come. Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence. Spiritual intelligence, the ultimate intelligence. And there she says, neurologically, physiologically, biologically, psychologically, from every point of view, there is a concluding evidence now that there is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. And what is IQ? Intelligence quotient. IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you whether to play the game of life at all or not. Oh, that is your choice. What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? That is SQ. There is a beautiful Zen story. A horse was galloping at full speed and somebody asked the person, "Where are you going?" The person said, who was sitting on the horse, "Out the horse." Because I am not leading the horse is leading me. So we are all not leading life. Life is leading us. Like a flock of sheep. You know sheep? Have you seen sheep? What do? They go all in a row. You know, in India, in a village, a teacher was teaching mathematics. He asked a question, a simple question. You see, 10 sheep were going along the road in the forest. Then there was a pit, and the 5 sheep, they went inside the pit. So how many remains? So 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. So one boy said 5. teacher said, fine. Then another boy stood up, sir, wrong. Hey, 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. You do not know? Sir, you know mathematics better. But you know, I am the person who is every day going with this sheet. So I know the mathematics of sheep better. If the first goes, second goes, third goes, fourth goes, 5 goes, 6 goes, 7. If the 5 go, rest also 5 will go and 0. 10 minus 5 is equal to 0. That is the mathematics of sheep that you do not. The main message of Vedanta. Don't be a sheep. Be like a lion. He used to give a beautiful story. You do know that story? Do you know that story of lion and the sheep? It's a beautiful story. You must know that. And that story, always remember. This story is very, very beautiful story told by Swami Vivekananda. Gives the message of whole of Vedanta. And throughout your life, this story will help you. Whenever you have depression, whenever you got problems, problems will come. Because life is problem. Swami Vivekananda asked this question, Swamiji, what is life? By Khetri Maharaja, Ajit Singh, he was a disciple. Suddenly one day, they were going in the forest, they were going for an outing. And suddenly Maharaja Ajit Singh ji of Khetri, he asked, Swamiji, what is life? Swamiji immediately replied, my dear prince, life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. Life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. So life is a struggle. Life is full of problems. So problems will come. But whenever problems come, remember this story and you will be able to get over your depression, your disappointment, your temporary failure, your feelings. Whenever any problem of any nature, some broken relationship or some financial loss or any other thing, all these problems will be removed. You will be able to overcome these problems by just remember this story. You want to listen to the story. There was a lioness going along the forest. And then she saw a flock of sheep was going along this road. Now, the lioness jumped over the flock of sheep. But while jumping, at that time she was carrying a child, carrying a small cub in her womb. She was pregnant. So as she jumped, because of the effort she made of jumping, she delivered the small cub. And that cub, small cub, fell into the flock of sheep. And the lioness went to the other side, and because she delivered the child, she delivered the cub, she became unconscious. And later on she died. Now this small cub, it started weeping because it lost its mother. Now the mother of the flock of sheep, she became very compassionate. Oh, the small child, this small cub is weeping. So it started rearing that small cub. And that small cub started growing along with the sheep. So the food for sheep is grass. So this lion, small lion, also started eating grass, started playing with the flock of sheep, started going along with the sheep, and also started bleating. You know, the sheep, they bleat, bang, bang. So he started bleating, bang. Now after some time, a big lion was going along the forest. It saw at a long distance a flock of sheep is going. All the sheep, they are just bleating, bang, bang, bang. And then that big lion was surprised. At the end of this flock of sheep, there was a small lion that was also bleating and just bleating, bang, bang, and going along with the flock of sheep. So this big lion started thinking, what is the matter? This lion is going along with the sheep. So it came nearer. And as it came nearer, all the sheep, they became so much frightened by looking at the lion that they started running, bang, 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 running. Now the small lion also started running, bang, bang, it also started running. Then the big lion called for him, hey, where are you going? Why are you afraid of me? These sheep, they are afraid of me because they are sheep and I am lion. But you are lion like me. Why are you afraid? Then the small lion said, bam, bam, bam. I am not lion, I am sheep. The big lion said, you fool, you are a lion and still you are telling you are sheep. You are not sheep, you are lion. And then the small lion again started bleating, bam, bam, no, no, I am not lion, I am sheep. And then the lion said, what, you fool, you do not understand? You are lion. And then the small lion started weeping, no, 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 I am not lion, I am sheep. Started weeping more. Now this big lion became very much angry. Such a small thing this fellow is not understanding. So he caught hold of it by the neck. Just dragged it and brought it near a pond of water. And told, look into the water, look into the pond. Look at your reflection, look at my face. Your face resembles that of mine or that of the sheep. Look. Then the small lion looked into the pond of water. Huh? I am looking like a lion, not like sheep. Now you understand, you are lion, you are not sheep. Now give up this bleating, bam, bam, bam. Roar like me. And he started roaring. Yes, now you become the king of the forest, and he became the king of the forest. And Swami Vivekananda, after narrating this story, he said, you see, this lion, small lion, was already a lion, isn't it? But still it was bleating. Why? Because it forgot that it was a lion. Because of its company with the sheep. So, jaisa sam, vaisa ram. So, have a good company, number one. Number two, this small lion forgot that I am a lion. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda says, we are like those small lions. We are like that small lion. We have forgotten our true nature. And that is why we are bleating, oh, I am miserable, I am helpless, how can I control my mind, how can I have a good willpower, how will I will overcome this one, how will I overcome this problem, what will happen to me, I am so much depressed, I am weak, I am helpless, I am weak, I am miserable, no, I can't do this, it is not possible for me, no, I am weak, I am miserable, bam. Why we are doing bam? Because we have forgotten there is infinite power within inside each and every human being. That is what Vedanta says. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudo atmana prakashate drishyate tagraya buddhya shukshmaya shukshmadarshini. Inside every human being there is a center of consciousness having that infinite power, infinite potential inside each and every human being. And yet, because we have forgotten our true nature, so what do we say? We are miserable, we are sheep, No, you are not sheep. And that is why Swami Vivekananda told in World Parliament of Religion, giving the central message of Vedanta, he, the children of immortal bliss, he recounted the shloka from the Shveta Upanishad. Shurvantu Vishve Amritasya Putra Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasta Tameva Viditvati Vittaveti Nanya Pantha Viditayanaya. I have found out the ancient one, is beyond all misery. Knowing him alone, you shall be free from all miseries. There is no other way out of it. There is no other way. So he said, ye the children of immortal bliss, Shrunvantu Vishreya Amritasya Putra. That is the Indian culture. That is the Indian's concept of a human being. What is the concept of a human being? Amritasya Putra. Normally, when you ask any student, what is a man? Immediately the student will reply, sir, man is a social animal. Isn't it? Because you have been taught like that, so naturally he will say, man is a social animal. That is a Western concept. Of course, Benjamin Franklin says, no, man is a tool-making animal, but after all is an animal. Aristotle says, no, man is a political animal, after all is an animal. Alvin Toffler says, no, man is an economic animal, but after all is an animal. That is Western concept. What is the Indian concept? No. Amritasya Putra. You are not animal. What are you? You are the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, ye the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings. Ye, if it is now seen us, it is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing libel on human nature. Come up, O lions, and shake off the delusion that you are sheep. Your soul is immortal, blessed and eternal. You are not matter, you are not bodies. Matter is a servant, not ye the servant of matter. That is the central message of Vedanta. You are lions, you are not sheep. You have infinite power within you. You can do anything and everything. Infinite power, infinite potential is there. Only you have to manifest it. How to manifest it? That is why the central message of Vedanta. Dana Zohar is told, SQ is very important. And in her book, she is also given how to develop that SQ. But there the Westerners, they do not have that, do not know that technique which was developed by our Indian people thousands of years ago, because they had another type of science. They went in search of, they made research and they went in search of science of man in depth, taking mind as an instrument. And that is why where the physical science ends, the metaphysics starts. Einstein says, Dr. Einstein says, where physics ends, metaphysics starts. Where the modern science ends, the spiritual science starts. And that is why Indian excel, and that is why it is told, there it was told, this manifesting of the SQ. And the second discovery of the modern science is, Dana Zohar says, that this SQ, IQ is available in all the species, including the computers. EQ, emotional quotient, is available only with a few species, not with all species. And SQ is available only with the human species, only with the human beings, nowhere else. That is what they have discovered. The modern science has discovered this SQ only in human brain, nowhere else. And this is what is in consonance with our Indian scriptures. Indian scriptures also say that there are 84 lakhs of species, 84 lakh योनियों छे, there are 84 lakh योनियां हैं. There are 84 lakhs of species. Out of that, only human species can have spiritual knowledge, can manifest the divine within, and can get infinite power and infinite knowledge and infinite bliss, and can manifest that Satchit Ananda, that Paramatman. Only human beings, they can manifest the divinity within. They have got that power. That is what our ancient scriptures say. Out of 84 lakh species, only human beings can have spiritual knowledge. And what is the modern science says? No. They are not 84 lakh species. They are 125 lakhs of species. Of course, the difference is not much, cloning and everything is going on. And maybe that time the microscope was not available. So whatever it is, even without those instruments, their guess was not very much different. So they say 84 lakhs. The modern science says no, 125 lakh species. But they are also telling, out of 125 lakhs of species, only one species, human beings, can have SQ. So both are meeting at this point. Development of SQ is possible only with the human beings. Now, do we want to become human being? Already, you are all human beings. Is there anybody having doubt? Every human being has to develop SQ. If you are not a human being, you don't have to develop SQ. Then you need not. Our scriptures say there are 4 things common between animals and human beings. Aha, Nidra, Bhay, Metanam cha, Samana metar, Pashubhindaranam, Dharmohi tesham adhiko vishesha, Dharmena hina, Pashubhi samana. There are 4 things which are common between animals and human beings. What are the 4 things common? Ahar. They also eat. Animals also eat. Human beings also eat. Nidra. They also sleep. Human beings also sleep. Bhay. They are also afraid. Human beings are also afraid. And Maitunam. They also produce children. Animals, they also procreate, human beings also procreate. And what is the difference? Difference is in religion. The animals cannot have spirituality, cannot develop SQ. There is no SQ with them. There is IQ is with them, with all the animals, with all the species, including the computers. They also have got IQ. But EQ is available only with a few species. Only with a few species. But SQ is available only with the human beings. Only with the human beings. That is not available with any species. That is what the modern science is, and that is what our Indian scriptures also say. So these are the four things in common. But if you want to develop SQ, human being is the only choice. So that is a special prerogative. Every human being has got a special prerogative. Human beings alone can have development of SQ. Nobody else, no other species. Now this is where both are meeting, both East and West are meeting, both science and spirituality are meeting. Our ancient scriptures and the modern science, they both say only human beings can have access to SQ or spiritual knowledge. And that is why we must make use of that opportunity of developing SQ. Without that, our life is not fulfilled. Without that, we will not get true happiness. Without that, we cannot get true success. If you want total success, we must have total personality development. We want a total personality development, not only physical, mental, intellectual, but also moral and spiritual development is a must. Otherwise, we cannot have total success. Otherwise, we cannot have total fulfillment. Dr. Einstein says in his book, The World as I See It, that is the name of the book, The World as I See It, there he says, the true value of a human being is in the amount of liberation that is attained from the self. The true value of a human being consists in the amount of liberation